were the biggest challenges you went through starting a brokerage? There's going to be people watching this, they're thinking that's the step, which again, I'm not down on that. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. That's awesome.
Well, yeah.
What were the positives of it? Let me ask you this. What were the positives?
Yeah, the positives, I mean, I was worried that when I went independent that I was going to lose business somehow because I'd been Coldwell Banker for so long. Right. And that definitely wasn't the case. Like, it didn't miss a beat. Like, everything that could have possibly went well. It's like we didn't even change. It was like nothing really changed. Yeah. And so, it was a good experience. Where I had the most struggle was, going through 07 and 08 was definitely, was painful. Major drop in the marketplace. You just couldn't have, I tried to work my way through that, outwork, but my lesson was, the lesson I walked out of 07, 08, it took me till about 2009 or 10 to like get back to where I was almost. Like, I had that much of a setback financially. I had to get back into production. I'd stepped out of production. I got to get back into production again, which that's like getting let out of jail for the weekend and having to go back on Monday. That's the last thing you want to do if you've ever stepped out of production. Yeah. And, I really enjoyed that. And I was spending more of the time on the coaching and training stuff that we were doing. And that was really my passion. I really loved helping agents. I really didn't care about, going and selling another house personally. So, that was, trying to step out of production was the hardest thing. And the first time I did it, it didn't work. I got thrown back into production. The second time it didn't work, I got thrown back into production. And finally, I had the right mentor in 08 or 09. I read a book called Simple Numbers, Straight Talk, Big Profits, which was, my native genius is not the accounting side of things. I don't make it rain, but that wasn't what that part of the business wasn't my strength. And so, I had to learn, the financials and how to really run it like a business. And ultimately, got the business running at 22% pre-tax profit without me in it. And, that was a huge win because, I think when we first started, it was like negative 3% profit without me in it. And so we figured out how to run it lean and mean and make it make some money. But it was, it was in Lawton, Oklahoma, average sale price $135,000. So like we really had to lean it, we had to be running a lean machine in order for us to produce the way we were. Yeah. And so that was the painfulest part of that whole time period. It was still fun.
That seems to be pretty common with, Aaron Ken. Good buddy of mine. I've known Aaron now for a long time. And Aaron with his own brokerage, when he ran the numbers and took his personal production out, they were completely upside down.
Right.
And it's just like, it got to a point, it's like, okay, again, he moved his whole brokerage over here to TXP, a few years ago. But that seems to be the case for a lot of broker owners, independents. It's like, if they're not actively in there doing the stuff, it's like, you're upside down in the numbers. I think most people, it can be a challenge. You weren't as leveraged as you wanted to be.
No. There was always that threat that, I'm either gonna get a check or I'm writing a check, and I don't know which one it's gonna be this month. And going into winter months, you can only lean out so much, right? Where you can't just let go of everybody, and but there's half the sales in most markets in the country, half of the sales in the wintertime that there are in the summertime, and so you can be doing really well, but then you have that seasonality that always kicks in. And, with you not in production, you're not really able to move the needle as well. And it certainly makes that a challenge to make sure that your net profit at the end of the year.
Yeah. Well, and it takes me back to 2008. I remember with my team, it's like, all of a sudden we go from, 20 closings a month to 2.
Yeah.
And the bills don't go away. I still got 3 people on staff. I got to pay them every 2 weeks. I still got all my marketing costs, which go up because I'm doing everything I can to find more business for my team. It's like, I still got to pay my bills. It was brutal, So all those fixed costs and stuff. I would not want to be an independent broker owner right now in terms of just
especially not
market.
Right now.
Yeah.
Not now. This is not the time you want to be doing that, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, for sure.